In other big company news, Donald Trump has urged Intel CEO Lip-Bu Tan to resign, citing alleged conflicts tied to his investments in Chinese tech companies, though he gave no specifics. The call follows Senator Tom Cotton's warning about Tan's ties to China and past leadership at Cadence Design Systems, which violated U.S. export controls. Tan, who was appointed in March, is steering Intel through cost cuts and has cautioned that it may drop next-gen chipmaking without a key customer. Intel, the only U.S. producer of advanced semiconductors, has received billions in subsidies, but trails TSMC. Neither Intel nor the White House commented, although I do believe today they may be backing away from this a little bit. On the announcement, shares of Intel fell 3%. Tom, is this a real security concern for the U.S., or is this Trump's famous deal-making in action?
So I'm going to give you the shot, and then I'm going to give you the chaser. So stay tuned. Here's the shot. This is stupid. Sorry, that's my professional opinion. This is stupid. You just announced that you were going to put a 100% tariff on any company who's not making chips domestically. Never mind the fact that TSMC is opening plants in Arizona to specifically get around this. We know that. Intel is the only manufacturer of chips domestically. And then you call for the resignation of their CEO. Over what exactly? The fact that he worked with a Chinese company? Good luck finding people that haven't. That's the problem, is that almost everybody in this industry has worked either for a Chinese company or a Chinese company subsidiary in a business sense for quite a while. In fact, I would argue that the reason why a lot of the CEOs that don't make it in the industry aren't making it is because they're not working where that's happening. I mean, look at a lot of those domestic companies that you love so much. They either have people on the board or people who are in management who have some ties to China or, something along those lines. So why would you cut off your own nose to spite your face? Yes, we have reported over the last few weeks that there are problems that Intel is having, that they are basically kind of turning the ship, as it were. They realize that foundries are not an immediate panacea for their problems. They're going to take investment. Those CHIPS Act funds come with some strings, and now they're looking at the real possibility that they may not get to stick around long enough to enjoy the fruits of those labors. I was listening to a video that was recorded by Gamers Nexus here recently where they pulled no punches in saying that this is a huge problem for Intel. And those are the folks that are working on it from the video graphics side. These are not enterprises. Now, all that being said, here's the chaser. Lip-Bu Tan went to the White House on Monday, and suddenly, after having a closed-door meeting with the president says he's an okay guy. President says it's all cool. Intel stock jumped 3% on the news. So I wonder, what was said behind that closed door that could possibly make the president of the United States, who's notorious for sticking to his guns on every decision that he makes, suddenly about face? I wonder if it has anything to do with the other big news that was coming out this week from the competitors to Intel.